Hello everyone, I am Alka113 and welcome to a bit of a special video here. While a Metronome battle is happening in the background, I have a big announcement. I had mentioned it in the past, but I'm going to host another Metronome Tournament. Now yes, I have the 1v1 Metronome Tournament. That is currently happening, that will stay happening. However, it has been like 1.5 to 2 years since I last hosted a Metronome Tournament that you, the viewer, are able to join. If you've been around long enough to have seen the first two tournaments, this one will work a little differently again. This tournament, you can select your team of 6 Pokemon, but the levels will be adjusted to make it fair for all Pokemon. So, in the first tournament, you could just select whatever Pokemon, everyone was level 50. But then teams like Garchomp and Dialga and Giratina and big Pokemon like that won, or at least got the high spots in the tournament, while teams with Zigzagoon and Pikachu and maybe Roselia or Colava, they would not get too far because they're just lower base stats. Sure, they could get some good moves with Metronome, but overall, their base stat was too much of a disadvantage. Here's what we're gonna do with this one. In the description of this video, you will find the Google form. You just answer a few questions, like what you want on your team, nicknames, stuff like that, and I'll make a team out of it. You will have 6 Pokemon per team. And of the 6 Pokemon that you choose for your team, you may only have one weather setter. So that's Hippopotas, Hippowdon, Tyranitar, Snover, Abomasnow, Groudon, or Kyogre. Out of those Pokemon, you are only allowed to choose one. The rest is whatever you want. The levels are balanced based on a Pokemon's base stat total. Meaning a low base stat total Pokemon such as Cleffa, Azurill, Sunkern, Weedle, Tyrogue will be a high-level Pokemon, let's say really high in the 90s, while a Pokemon such as Moltres, Metagross, Tyranitar, Latios will be a lot lower in level, let's say around the 60s. That way, they have a pretty fair balance of stats, and Weedle might actually beat a Latios in a way that's other than Latios using Memento. The weaker Pokemon actually stand a chance. The way I calculate the levels will be the exact same as I'm doing for the 1v1 Metronome Tournament. So you've seen there, the highest Pokemon are level 100. The lowest Pokemon, like there's really strong ones like Mewtwo and Arceus, are levels at 53, 52, something like that. Which creates the best balance I could think of with the formula that I created for this tournament. For the 1v1 Metronome Tournament, same calculation for this Metronome Tournament. You don't actually need to be anywhere when your battles happen. All you do to participate is fill in the form. I'd make your team, I do all the battles. Because Metronome, you don't have to make many choices because I just press all the buttons. I just press Metronome every turn. So as long as you fill in the form, I'll just let you know when your stuff comes out. In the form, I do ask you for your YouTube username and your Discord name. It would help if you're in my Discord server, link in the video description, because then it's easy for me to contact you and say, hey, your match is coming up soon in the next recording, your match is coming up soon in the next YouTube video, stuff like that, so you can follow the progress of your team. All battles will happen during live streams and recordings. Sometimes I might decide, hey, I'm just going to do a recording by myself, and I'm not going to live stream it. Sometimes I may feel like live streaming. I'll probably live stream those things on YouTube. However, do note this. If I live stream a recording for this Metronome Tournament, it will be well ahead of where the videos are at that point, which has spoilers. So be aware of spoilers. I'll probably mention that in those live streams as well. Those live streams will still be recorded and will be made into regular videos later. So anyone who is in that live stream is free to discuss anything in regards to what happens in that live stream and winners you see, but keep it spoiler free for people that just are able to or just want to watch the regular videos. In terms of the Pokemon you choose, the order in which they are listed on your team, on your battle pass, will be in the order of lowest base stat total to highest base stat total. So if you have, let's say, a Weedle on your team, let's say a Weedle, a Kakuna, and a Beedrill, but you write them down as Beedrill, Kakuna, Weedle. Weedle is the lowest base stat total out of them, so Weedle go first, then Kakuna, then Beedrill. You don't have to worry about, oh, what order should I write them down in. You just choose the 6 Pokemon you want. I put them in the correct order. If you choose to have a Weather Setter on the team, such as Kyogre or Groudon, that one will always be last on the team. Even if it's a little Hippopotas and you choose 5 other legendaries, Hippopotas is last, the rest is in base stat total order. From lowest base stat total to highest base stat total. All Pokemon will know Metronome once, with its maximum of 16 power points. All Pokemon will hold a Leppa Berry, there are no other item possibilities. All Pokemon will have a neutral nature, 0 EVs in all stats, and 31 IVs in all stats. Now a bit about how I control the battles, to prove, in a sense, to set a precedent of how I will do the battles to not give someone a potential advantage. I just mentioned that the Pokemon will be put in the team in order of their base stat total, and then Weather Setter last. I will send out the Pokemon in each battle in order that they are in the team, therefore the base stat total order. I will never manually switch, and I will always try to attack with Metronome. If a Pokemon is switched out by something like U-turn, I will send out the next Pokemon in line. So let's use the example that I used earlier. Weedle, Kakuna, and Beedrill are on a team. And then 3, I don't know, legendaries. And Kakuna uses U-turn. U-turn forces me to switch the Pokemon. The next Pokemon in line in that battle pass is Beedrill, so I send out Beedrill. Now what happens to Kakuna? If a Pokemon is force switched out by a move like U-turn, it goes to the back of the line. So in that example, you still have the Weedle on the field, Beedrill was just sent out, then you have those 3 legendaries, or potential Weather Setter at the end, and then Kakuna. If multiple U-turns happen, they just go to the back of the line in the order in which the U-turns happened. Now what happens if an opponent uses Roar or Whirlwind? I don't choose what Pokemon comes out. In such a case, and this actually is happening in the video that you're watching right now, it already happened, I believe. Whirlwind sent out the Graveler in one of the early turns, and it forced out the Drapion. Graveler and Manectric were the first 2 Pokemon. Drapion is the 4th Pokemon on the team. But yeah, I can't control what Whirlwind or Roar sends out. So in that case, Drapion's just on the field, it stays there, it's allowed, it's legal, it's fine. The next time I have a choice in what is sent out, such as when a Pokemon is knocked out, I just sent out Pokemon 3. Then Pokemon 5, then Pokemon 6, because again, number 4, Drapion, is already out there. The one that was forced out by Whirlwind or Roar, in this case the Graveler, goes to the back of the line and will be sent out at the end of the battle. That is how I will do that. If you have any questions about tournament rules, specifics, anything like that, please ask them in the comments of this video. You can ask them in my Discord server as well. I prefer you to do it in the comments of this video so that people can just see it as effectively an FAQ, a frequently asked questions. Extra information that I can provide about details of the rules that may be important or interesting to some people. There currently is no sign-up deadline. I'm just trying to get a good amount of people, and once I guess the sign-ups have died down a bit, I will say, hey, you have a few more days. I will eventually give a deadline. I'll probably do that in like the YouTube status updates or in my Discord. Maybe not mention it in a video. So if you want to sign up early. But the sign-ups will be up for at least a week, probably at least 2 weeks. But I will mention an exact end, like a deadline, when I've decided on one. There currently is no set end deadline. The last 2 tournaments I did, I went for 16 participants, and I had difficulty finding 16. About 12 hours ago of me recording this, it'll be 24 hours ago when this video premieres, I released the Google form that you can use as a sign-up sheet. I put it in a few Pokemon Discords that I'm in. I put it in YouTube status update. There's already 20 people that have signed up. In the first 12 hours, more people have signed up than I even had difficulty getting into previous tournaments. Which is huge, and I love that. I intended for this to be bigger. I'm aiming for at least 32, for it to just be, for it to be a bigger tournament. But if I only end up with 25 people, I figure something out for 25 people. My intention for the tournament bracket is to start with group stages, so that's why I'm trying to find something that's divisible by 4, maybe by 5. If it's something like 25, 30, I can figure something out with that. But preferably it's something divisible by 4, and then I can do group stages, groups of 4, and then have an equal amount. Like, have a good amount come out. But 16, 32, even 64 if you can get to it, that'd be huge. I just have, let's say, groups of 4, and then everyone fights each other once. Best 2 out of each group advance a single elimination. That is how I did in the last 2 tournaments. We'll see exactly how that'll work depending on the amount of participants. But that is what I'm aiming at. If it's, let's say, 25 participants, I can't really do 5 groups of 5, because then how do I make that work? Because then I can't make 16. Maybe the top 3 move on and then 1 extra based on score. I'm not really sure yet. That's something I will figure out. Now, based on the rules that I've given in what I just said, the video you're watching is just Pokemon from the 1v1 Metronome Tournament from recent videos, but placed in order of their base and total as they would be in the tournament. But I made one mistake. You might have noticed when the first knockout happened on the opponent's side, so the side that the Shellos is on. I believe it was the Cleffa that was knocked out. I sent out a Magneton, which is Pokemon 4, and only now am I sending out the Clamperl. That's not the correct order. Clamperl should have been 3rd, Magneton 4th. That is the promised order, and that is the order I will do in the tournaments. However, I'm gonna put the blame on me writing the semi-script for this video, what I'm saying now, while I was recording this video. So I was going between typing the script, clicking metronome, typing the script, clicking metronome, and clicking whatever Pokemon send out, and I wasn't paying enough attention to me having to send out the Pokemon in the correct order. Would I make such a mistake, such as sending out a Pokemon in the incorrect order, that match, up to that point, straight up does not count. The match restarts from the beginning, even if one of the 2 had a huge lead. So that is the one way where arguably it could be controversial if one side has a big lead and then a reset and then the other wins. I see that, and I'm going to do my very best to not have that happen. In the 2 tournaments that I've had so far, this has only ever come up 1 time. So, based on that experience, it's a low chance of ever happening. If this happens during a live stream or a recording, obviously those that will be at the live stream will know what happened. But the actual video will not, well, when the video comes out of that match that happens to need to reset, that video will not mention or even show that there was one that had to be reset. It will not show the mistake. It will not mention it. It just shows the regular video. I don't necessarily want to hide me potentially controversial. I'm rooting for a specific person. I don't want to hide it just to protect myself, but I feel like for the enjoyment of the general public and just the understanding of the tournament too, but more the general enjoyment, it would be good to just have the video out. Perhaps after the tournament, I might mention, hey, yeah, that one and that one had to be reset if people would really like to see that, but I don't expect it. I guess one more thing that I just came up with. Not really came up with, but came up with to say, in the group stages that I intend to have in the first part of the tournament, it is allowed to have a tie. So if a tie happens due to, let's say, double edge, and then recoil also takes out the user of the move, and then it's a tie over a draw. Destiny Bond, a sandstorm taking both parties out at the same time. If at any point there is a draw, it counts as a draw in group stage. And that's just 1 point for each instead of multiple points for the winner. When we get to the single elimination stage of the tournament, so the second half, you could say, draws don't happen. If a draw happens actually I can change the rules within Battle Revolution. A draw due to Destiny Bond cannot happen because Destiny Bond fails if used by the user's last Pokemon. Perish Song, I believe that way fails as well. If a draw would still happen and there is no clear winner to decide, then a match does reset, because in single elimination you just need a winner. Draws are possible in group stage, they are not in single elimination. I think with that I've mentioned everything that I want to and need to say. If I come up with anything extra, I will put a pinned comment. Actually no, the pinned comment under the video will have the sign up sheet. I'll also put it in the description of this video. But I'll change the pinned comments to any updates to rules, things that I felt like I should have mentioned that I just forgot to mention here. So enjoy the rest of the battle. I think it's a fun one. I'll shut up, and I hope to see you in the tournament. And yes, I am participating as well. I have my own team. I already signed up, so I'm not basing it off of what other people choose. Have a great rest of your day, and make sure you always remember that you are worth it.
Multiple hits. It keeps dealing damage. Miss Magius is sent out. Well, both corners still have a chance to win this. Who's going to take the glory? Big hit! It's down and out. Ice beam hits. It couldn't take it. It's down. Traveler is sent out. Dusk Noir is sent out. Its special defense fell. A brilliant hit. A sandstorm is brewing in the Coliseum. A sandstorm is raging in the Coliseum again. Ripped into by Seed Flare. A huge amount of damage. It's down. It hit two Pokemon at once. both corners still have a chance to win this. Who's going to take the glory? It fell asleep. Successfully hit multiple times. A chilling breeze can be felt in the Colosseum. Latios won't wake up. This is the only thing it can do. Big hit. It's down and out. The game is now over. The blue corner has won the game.